Jake Paul doesn't have real fights. Name one fighter he's fought as a live opponent.
Tommy Fury, and he got beat.
He's not a boxer.
I think he's a bit more of a boxer than Jake Paul.
I want Mike Tyson to go in there and absolutely smash his face in.
Well, physical in height and reach is obviously on Jake Paul's side.
But let's not forget, he's 58 years of age.
Yeah. Obviously, we don't know how good the chin is of Jake Paul because he hasn't been knocked out yet.
But I wouldn't pick a fight with Mike Tyson, even if he was 95.
Welcome back to BoxCast. In this episode, we are going to look at the upcoming fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul in the heavyweight category. This is taking place at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, in the US, on November the 15th. And I think it's going to be shown on Netflix. Tailor the tape is as follows. Mike Tyson has a record of 50 wins, 6 losses and 0 draws, a total of 56 fights. 44 of those were won by KO for about an 88% KO percentage. His age, 58, which is usually slightly higher than what we normally have on here. He's 5'10", which is 178 centimeters in height, and he's got a 71-inch, 180 centimeter reach. Jake Paul has had 11 fights. He's got a 10 wins, 1 loss, 0 draws. 7 of the wins by KO. He's age 27, which is a bit more like the ages we have. He's 6'1", which is 185 centimeters, and he's got a 76-inch reach. They both fight out of the orthodox stance. And yeah, this is in the heavyweight category. Now, Jake Paul's normally been a bit less than that. So he's been sort of light heavyweight, cruiserweight sort of weight, I think, in his fights, most of them. I think he was sort of 180. Yeah, but cruiserweight probably, isn't it? All around 180s, and then he's gone up slowly. Although he's put on weight.
It depends what weight the OAPs are that he's fighting.
Yeah. Well, Mike Tyson's fighting weight was normally around about 220, 230, and then he's gone up to about 240, obviously near the end of his career when he wasn't really, which you've got to also say most of his losses were towards the end of his career. He was getting up to 260-ish, he's been 270-ish, probably not as much in shape. Although for this fight, he does look like he's in good shape. So Sam, your thoughts on this?
Oh. Can't even believe you bought
You're really looking
this.
forward to it, isn't it? I got to say, I am actually looking forward to it. My concern is whether it's a real fight.
It's not a real
or
fight.
It's like a WWE.
Jake Paul does not have...
For entertainment.
Jake Paul doesn't have real fights.
Okay.
He doesn't have real fights.
Controversial.
Name one fighter he's fought as a live opponent.
Tommy Fury, and he got beat.
Tommy Fury, what was Tommy Fury? Sorry, was he like Love Island star or something? He's not even a boxer.
He still won.
He's not a boxer.
I think he's a bit more of a boxer than Jake Paul, but yeah, I agree. Yeah, he's not exactly live opponent. I mean, he has fought, but most of his matches have been against
OAPs.
Yeah, and UFC OAPs, not even boxing OAPs. Because the only sort of close one to being a real boxer
was Tommy Fury.
And real in that case is like slightly stretching the meaning of the word real slightly. And obviously that one he got beat on points. It was a split decision, but yeah. And quite close.
Didn't he fight him twice?
No, he's only fought him once. I think then they haven't got the rematch done.
I thought he fought him twice.
There's Tyron Woodley, he fought twice. He got a split decision,
right,
then he won by KO. I mean, yeah, his list of UFC fighters, Nate Diaz, Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley, is not that bad, but they're not boxers. So whilst they are fighters, they're not boxers.
No, so he's
so this is this real proper
you got
fight.
Gibb, Robinson, Askren, Woodley, Nate Diaz had never been in a boxing ring before.
Well, they may have, but they're not professional boxers. And Anderson Silva, obviously UFC fighter. They're all UFC, basically, aren't they? At least 3 or 4 of them. Yeah, quite good UFC fighters, but yeah. So this is, even at his age, this is a step up in quality.
Like
would
you say, is it just something for the fans?
But well, you've got to think
An exhibition match.
There is a thing. The AT&T Stadium is like 80,000 people. I think for boxing it can go up, if you add on bits up to it, I think totally it can go up to like 100,000.
There's no way they're going to fill that.
For 80. Well, I'd suspect they're going to probably get somewhere. I think the highest attendance in boxing matches in that stadium was about 73,000. Although I don't think it was a fight like this. I think that's for a real fight. So
I don't know. It's one of them. I want Mike Tyson to go in there and absolutely smash his face in. But then on the other side of that is you don't want to see Mike Tyson getting beat by a YouTube guy who makes soft drinks.
Yeah, I think it's more his brother does that. But yeah, the brothers make, they're entertainment rather than, shall we say.
The thing is, if Jake Paul wins this, he's going to come out be like, I've just beat the greatest heavyweight in the world. He is.
Do you think they paid him enough money to take that?
Oh, they're going to get millions for it, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, because, we're talking about it, so everyone's talking about it. I think a lot of people are talking about what's Mike Tyson doing, and then there's a lot of people saying Mike Tyson just smashes his face in.
Have you seen some of his training, though? Well, I think we've had off-camera chats, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the reflexes that go
Yeah,
with age,
I mean,
obviously, and he's like...
Look, there's a difference.
Even you can't complain if you're 40 years. When you get he's 58, there's no excuse.
There's a difference when you're hitting pads in a speed bag.
I mean, youth and physical size and, physical in height and reach is obviously on Jake Paul's side. Realistically, he's not even at that prime age for a boxer, so he's still coming up.
Did Mike Tyson have a fight with Roy Jones Jr.?
Yeah.
A couple of years ago.
That's exhibition matches, so it's not on his record. Because Tyson still looks in... His power's still there. And
Mate, I still...
And movement.
I wouldn't pick a fight with Mike Tyson, even if he was 95.
No.
I
think you can see in him he still has, whilst he's calmed down and obviously grown older, wiser, hopefully with his age.
You still want to piss him off, would you?
Did you see him in one of the interviews where he switched on the journalist like that? It's like, nice, and boom, because they asked him a stupid question and it was like, yeah, okay, let's go.
All right. Well, first things first, is this fight going to happen?
Yes, I suspect so.
Okay.
They've already cancelled once, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think it will.
Weren't there some strange rules in this fight, though?
There probably are, isn't it? But
I'd like to know what ounce gloves they're using. Is it a 10 round or a 12 round or a 3 round? 8 3-minute rounds.
8 round.
8 rounds, okay.
Which do you think that shifts the advantage in Mike Tyson's favour? The shorter fight.
It's not going 12 rounds, this. 8 rounds.
No. I would be surprised. I would be surprised if it goes. Although, like I said, you don't know if it's boxing glove size, isn't it?
Look, I mean...
14 ounce.
I think Jake Paul's a favourite as well, isn't he?
Yeah, but that's like,
But the thing is
I think it's based on how many fans
Mike
he has.
Tyson is a boxer. And yeah, Jake Paul might have done some training as a boxer.
Well, I think it depends on how you judge your favourite, right? Obviously, this is on Box Live, so boxing community. Go and guess. It's basically 90% for Mike Tyson to win by KO. Well, it's 78% Mike Tyson KO, just over 11% Mike Tyson decision, and it's Jake Paul is about 8% for KO and 2% for decision, and a draw is 1%. So that's based on 90 predictions. But obviously, this is a boxing community, and they all probably love Mike Tyson. So let me see if we can get betting.
I genuinely don't know.
But in the betting, Jake Paul is the favourite.
Yeah.
Not by loads, but he's 1-3 to win the fight outright. And Mike Tyson is 12-5. So he's the upset on that. I think it was wider, and then they brought it back. Tyson fans brought it back in a bit.
I just want Tyson to smash his head in. Like, genuinely just beat him in 30 seconds. And then just stand over him and say, "This is boxing, bitch, get out the ring." That'd just be epic.
Yeah.
Look, no one knows what Mike Tyson's like. Only Mike Tyson knows what he's like. I mean, if you go and back... Look, let's go back. We wouldn't even have this conversation if it was Mike Tyson 20 years ago, would we?
If we wouldn't even have this conversation if it wasn't for Mike Tyson, because he started boxing in 1985. That's when I started following boxing. That's why I have an interest in boxing. He is the guy.
I was 1 year old.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I wasn't that old.
Go back 25, 30
He's the reason I support boxing or follow boxing.
Mike Tyson is
he's a legend.
Yeah,
basically.
I mean, Jake Paul wouldn't even have been his stool boy, never mind anything else. He would, we're not having this conversation. We'd be having a go at Mike Tyson, saying, "What are you doing fighting him?"
Well, if it was Mike Tyson in his prime and at the same age, I don't think the odds would be like that. The odds would have been heavily stacked.
I mean, look, if Mike Tyson wants money, he's going to be getting well paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are worried about his health. I don't think I am. It's Jake Paul. It's not like he's going in against...
Well, if you're fighting a prime, like heavyweight now, because you're getting
different.
Stronger, it's a different thing. Here, you're not really fighting a heavyweight.
You're fighting a 27-year-old.
Yeah.
I mean, as you can tell, I'm no Jake Paul fan.
What you don't say.
With anything he does, to be honest. I know all you millennials, I'll call them, like all this YouTube crap and boxing misfits, whatever it is. It's got no place in the real boxing world, as far as I'm concerned. Jake Paul, he's never going to be ranked by any of the governing bodies.
You mean he ain't going to fight Canelo and co?
No, he's not. He's never going to fight anyone.
I would like to see him fight Better Be. That would be funny.
Would it surprise me?
Or maybe no, not for him.
Would it surprise me?
Because they're about the same age.
Would it surprise me if he beat Mike Tyson?
That would be funny.
It's not going to surprise me if he beats Mike Tyson.
No, why? You don't know whether this is like a real fight. Like I said, it could be just entertainment value and thingy. It could be.
You have to be careful what you say, because Jake Paul's likely to sue you as well. So.
Yeah, all views out of the individual people, not of the channel. Do we put the disclaimer in there? Well, no, if it's, let's assume it's real.
If it's a real fight, Mike Tyson's going to try and take him out inside the first round, isn't he? Let's be honest.
I think he's going to,
because that's what he always used to do anyway. If he's still got that beautiful head movement and that looping right, nice right uppercut.
If he's anything like Mike Tyson, you wouldn't expect it to go that long. Obviously, we don't know how good the chin is of Jake Paul, because he hasn't been knocked out yet. Has
he ever been punched?
Well, a little bit. You presume he's done some sparring and stuff. Although allegedly he's been knocked out in sparring, but we'll see.
But by himself?
Maybe.
He's that powerful and knocked himself out. Look, it is a massive show. It is. It's going to be. It is a. I'm just be careful what I say. It's a big fight. It's not. It's not a big fight. It's a big show. It's good. It's going to get a lot of views because you're going to want to, like I say, you're in that corner of, especially in Britain, I think people want to see Jake Paul get smashed in. And then you got the other people of, I mean, diehard Mike Tyson fans, because let's be honest, during the 80s and 90s, there were diehard Mike Tyson fans, even on this side of the water. You know, even when he was against Frank Bruno.
I think most people still support him even over
Yeah.
Frank. Or at least even on it.
Yeah.
He had an inevitability, don't it? I'm just counting up there. That's why I was just looking down. Like his first round stoppages is like 23.
You know, he's...
And then there's 2 round and 3 round stoppages. He doesn't normally take the fight like two.
No, you know, no one's... You say the likes of Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Usyk, Lennox Lewis, Klitschko's. I don't think anyone's made as much of a headline from the Muhammad Ali days as Mike Tyson did.
Well, I was going to say after Muhammad Ali in the heavyweight, I think he's the next.
Yeah,
I mean, there's obviously the people who come before, but they're way too old
because
for us
he was
to know who they are.
18, 19-year-old.
Footage of him.
His neck was this. It was this guy that come in.
Neck size was bigger than his age.
Yeah, you know.
No, he's the reason I love
boxers.
boxing.
Literally looked at him and froze.
Well, the thing that got it for me is like a David and Goliath, because he was always shorter most of the time, and like, all right, he's quite stocky and powerful, but he was always fighting bigger guys. So when you're a child growing up, you're watching this thing, and he was just, and then it was just like you could see that the other people had lost before they started.
Yeah, he was ferocious.
They could be 6'4" and huge, and they lost before they started.
You know, he was ferocious. But
he's 58 now.
He's 58, and
And hasn't he had like a heart or a health issues as well, isn't it? Before, although I think he's got into shape a fair bit more now, and he was heavier before.
Don't know. He smoked that much cannabis. He might still think he's flying.
We'll find out.
No, I hope Mike Tyson does win. I do, but it's one of them. Is you hope he wins and that's it. Don't be thinking, oh, I can still do this. I hope it is just a one-off. Like I say, Jake, all right, from what I've seen of Jake Paul, he does carry power. He does carry power.
Well, as much as we're dismissing, he can fight.
He can fight.
He's not like some of these YouTubers, let's be fair. He is,
you know, and I'd
fight.
say he's doing time in the gym. He is trying to improve.
Well, I think he has improved from his earlier fight. If you see them, that things obviously it's hard to judge against people who aren't real boxers, but I think in terms of fighting, he has got better. He wasn't that far from Tommy Fury. All again, that depends on how much you rate Tommy Fury. But you can see that Tommy Fury could at least has the boxing basics.
Has Tommy Fury ever had a boxing match since?
No, he's been busy, isn't he, on TV?
Exactly, he's not a boxer.
Yeah. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying that's the only one close to somebody who's had proper boxing training that he's fought.
Well, no, because who's he ever fought?
He's a celebrity boxer as well, isn't he?
Yeah, and that's what you've
got.
But
I mean, he is at least being grown up in boxing. This is what you've got to be careful of.
This isn't a boxing event. No, sorry, because the event very quickly has got Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano on it, which is an absolute great fight because the first fight was one of the best female fights I've ever seen. So I will be watching that as well. But as this isn't a boxing match, it's.
Oh, he has fought, actually.
Who?
Give me 2 breaths to read out this name. His middle name's William. Can I do that? Olajide William Olatunji. I hope I said that right.
What was his record?
1-0-0.
Right, okay, so he'd never had a fight before either.
So he won by unanimous decision against somebody who's won fight.
I give up. This is what's wrong with boxing. You know, you're going to come...
And the cards were 57, 56, 57, 56, 57, 56.
Okay, so again, my point proven. Is there a
And
market?
Fury was deducted 1 point
Is there a
for
market for
hitting
this
behind the head.
for this thing? Yes, there is. There's a big market.
It's
for
entertainment.
it.
It's not a real fight.
If we
boxing
look back
fight, is it?
a few years when it was KSI versus was it Logan Paul? I think Eddie Hearn promoted it. Made a fortune off it.
Yeah.
You know, money talks in this day and age. It does. You know, Jake Paul's a promoter now. And like I say,
They do know how to promote, isn't it?
yeah,
because they've got the kings
because
of
they've got
social
the
media, so they know what
followers,
they're
and
doing.
you know, and maybe I am.
That's what the interest in this is.
I
isn't
am
it?
too old for, you know.
Well, I think the interesting thing with this is, like you said, if you're on more the boxing side, there's the boxing sides on this because obviously the reputation of Mike Tyson, you know, he's probably only second to Muhammad Ali in his name of all boxing, and he is legendary boxer. So you've got that community on that side who want him to smash the other guy in. And then you've got the YouTubers and all that sort of generation on the Jake Paul because they don't know who he is, Mike Tyson is. Although a lot of them will probably still know.
If they don't know who Mike Tyson is, it's,
yeah. But there's people who don't, you know, there's quite a lot of people who don't follow boxing or like boxing or rate it. And that's why I said it's interesting that on a boxing community, you got essentially nearly 90% win ratio for Mike Tyson. Yet in the betting, you've got on Jake Paul.
I like it.
So should we go through how do we think Jake Paul wins? Other than the brown envelopes. Well, yeah, let's take that out the equation. How do you think Jake Paul wins? Let's give him, and then we'll do Mike Tyson afterwards. What is the breakdown of the fight?
Stops him.
What should be his tactics? What do you think he will do? If we assume Mike Tyson's going to do what Mike Tyson does, how do you
run for 3 rounds?
Well, he's got a huge reach advantage.
Yeah, run for 3 rounds. He hasn't got a great jab, Jake Paul.
Yeah.
I
don't think he's going to do much damage with it, but I think you got to reach out and keep him at bay, isn't it? At least.
No, look, Mike Tyson's 5'10". He's used to
fighting. Sorry, not like that. Like
6'5", guys. You know, he can get if he
can get through it.
If he's still got 50%
of his power,
of his head movement,
then this isn't going to go that long.
He'll smack Jake Paul's head in.
But we're trying to big up Paul here.
But Jake Paul, I think...
It's run basically. If you can get through the first
stay
round...
out of the way for a few rounds.
Hope that Mike Tyson tires.
Use your jab. Pick him... Go to the body, you know. At that age, it's hard to get the body in shape as well.
Slow him down, hope he tires, and then go for it later on in the rounds.
But then you get that... Is Jake Paul a compassionate fellow? No, he's not. So I think he would try and humiliate Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
I
think he'd do more from point of view, not of trying to humiliate Tyson, more of promoting himself. So I am a real boxer. I beat, like you said at the beginning, I beat the best, or one of the best of all time. Not from the other side. I don't know. I don't really watch, so I don't know what his personality is. But I think it'd be more from the ego side rather than the other person worrying about the other person, which is most of what sort of influences and things are like. All right, that's his one. Tyson, then. How do we see Tyson winning?
Just absolutely.
Just being Mike Tyson. 50% of Mike Tyson.
Just cave his skull right in.
Do we think he has compassion? Do you think he'll stop?
Mate, I hope Tyson just comes at him and just bites his cheek off. Just grabs his head.
No, because they'll get disqualified. They don't want to see the fight.
Just chews on his face.
No.
Yeah, but you would love Mike Tyson for that.
We love him for his boxing skills, so I don't think he needs to do that in this fight.
No, I think
the only time he did that when he was against.
Look, I'd say Mike Tyson's fit. For a 58-year-old guy, I'd say he's going to be really fit. You're going to see, and I mean, tiny glimpses.
Well, I think that's why the interest is you're hoping you get tiny glimpses of the old Mike Tyson is worth for watching for that reason.
But let's not forget, he's 58 years of age.
Yeah. So I think he's going to want to do it quicker within the 4 rounds. Although he is fit, so... But I think even then, still with age, I think you'd want to get it done quite quickly.
I'm going for Tyson. Knock him out with his third punch.
With his third punch?
With his third punch.
When do you think this third punch will occur? Round 1?
Right, so if we're going backwards from 3 minutes, it will happen at 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in the round.
Okay, so 50, basically 50
There
to
won't
60
even
seconds.
be a count.
Okay.
The referee will just go, it's over. So,
So
50,
basically within 1 minute in of the first round, you
that
think
is,
this fight will be
mate,
over.
and that's some prediction, that.
It is some prediction. That's I'm not going to go into that high level of accuracy of prediction. So
Telling you.
I think
If you swear to God, I'm going to drink this now because I'll end up throwing it at you.
I'll let you drink it before you like spit it out when I hear the predictions. No, even I can't. I can do like crazy things, but I'm not sure. I can't go against Mike Tyson because that's, like I said, that's he's the reason I love boxing.
That's stage one, okay.
Yeah. So, but I think it could be fixed. So
Can't say that. You'll get sued. I have nothing to do with his opinion, by the way, so don't sue me.
I said potentially. I didn't say it was. But I think Mike Tyson on by KO round 4.
Tyson KO round 4.
I think they're going to stretch it out a little bit just for entertainment.
Okay.
But
don't say but.
I can see an alternate reality where Jake Paul promotes his boxing career by...
I'm disgusted in you. No, do you know what? I kind of, I can see it myself.
To be fair, I can't, yeah, unless Mike Tyson tires out. I can't really see.
58?
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, you've got to understand, I don't think Jake Paul's faced anybody who throws as many punches as hard as Mike Tyson does. So it's going to be hard to, like, you know, you can't run from him from that many rounds when he's fought people who do that. You know, he's experienced in all these things.
Is Tyson just going to stand in the middle of the ring, do you think?
No, I think he's going to go after him.
Oh, right, okay.
I think he's going to put the pressure on. The thing is this, you always fight the way you fight. And what was Tyson's style? It was always to go after the guy. He's aggressive, go forward. I think with age, that's what you're going to do anyways, because you know, you've probably only got about 4 rounds properly, and then you may have to pace yourself. I mean, he may pace himself to over the 8 and take it a bit longer, which I think that's why he's going to get to 4. I think if he went at it full steam ahead, it's not going past 1 or 2 rounds. If he's at least 50% of Mike Tyson. But we don't know how much with age and health, and not in his fitness and things, of his training, because obviously he still looks the part. I think the guy he used to train with has said, isn't it, that he is, but you don't know whether that's just for showmanship either.
God, you know.
But he said that's the best shape he's been in for a long, long time.
Right, so now all you millennials who love Jake Paul can rip us apart and talk about how fantastic Jake Paul is as a boxer and he's the best in the world. No, he's not.
Well, no, the thing is this, what goes with age is your reflexes, your timing and your reflexes a bit. But I think as he's practiced, his power will gone down, but it won't be, his power was that good that it's still more than enough to do
power will still be
even
fine.
A real heavyweight damage.
Power and
his speed is always been, even if it's slowed down,
yeah, it's still going to be
faster.
Okay.
So what is Jake Paul's chance? Boxing? Can he outbox Mike Tyson? I don't think so. So whilst he has youth on his side, is his engine that good that he can go to the end? Yeah, he should have he should have an advantage. I'm not sure how much he will, because once it's like we've seen in these other fights where when the person's putting the pressure on you, that's a whole different kettle of fish to gassing out to when you're just lasting 8 rounds in sparring or whatever. So yeah, I think it's quite hard to do. But I have this alternate reality thing where I think he's going to win on points.
Oh, to Jake Paul?
Yeah. Because Mike Tyson takes it a little bit easy. Paces himself, shall we say.
Okay, so I'm just having a look here. It's 8
rounds.
2-minute rounds.
Okay. Oh, in that case, no. Mike Tyson definitely going to win in 4 rounds. Then that's...
And 14-ounce gloves will be used.
Yeah. So Mike gets a point.
As opposed to the 12-ounce gloves.
Mm-hmm. What are the rules have we got on the...
Jake Paul's going to wear headgear. I love that. That's just a thing I've just seen.
that might change the equation. Just body shot him, knock him out.
I think that's about the size of it. Also is a fight. This is an officially sanctioned fight that will go on professional records. Look, and you know, people are going on about Mike Tyson's health, but he wouldn't be licensed if his health was that bad, for one. So I will say that.
And Mike Tyson versus the problem child.
But the fight will be 14-ounce gloves. Generally, boxers 135 pounds and under wear 8-ounce gloves, and fighters weighing above 135 wear 10-ounce gloves. So, yeah, it's sparring gloves, really. So, but I'm going, yeah, I still think Tyson will knock him out in the first minute. That's what I'm going for. And I'm going to go to bookies and put a bet on it.
It's halfway through the round now, so it's not too...
All right,
you said two minutes and 8 seconds, so before the fight even starts, Jake Paul's going to give up.
Yeah,
8 seconds before the bell.
He might even do it quicker now. Will I watch it? Oh, yeah. Will I stay up to watch it? No, actually I won't. I'll watch it on YouTube in the morning.
It's on Netflix, don't it? So
yeah, I'll watch it on Netflix, or there are other broadcasting channels out there that you can watch it on.
Yeah.
It's like I said.
That's it.
Yeah, it's not really. So enjoy it. You know, for those who haven't seen Mike Tyson, if he shows his glimpses of his old self, he is worth a watch, because he was.
Oh, he's worth watching, even if he's 10%
fantastic.
of Mike Tyson is better than watching most boxers.
So yeah.
I mean, yeah, the reason we want to do is mainly because we want to see glimpses of Mike Tyson, really. That's why we're doing this, otherwise we would be following.
And if Mike Tyson does win, we're going to have celebration cake and party poppers on the next podcast.
A Mike Tyson cake. I thought you were going to say then we're going to have Mike Tyson on the podcast.
Yeah, I'll give him a call.
That's 2 weeks away.
See if he wants to come on.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of interest in it, so it is interesting content to see what he's got.
Well, no, not weirdly. Yeah.
Well, I think it's both, isn't it? They want to see if Jake Paul is a real fighter. I think that's why he's doing it.
And please, all other people out there, though, if Mike Tyson wins spectacularly and looks spectacular, don't start saying, oh, he should be fighting Daniel Dubois or Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury or Usyk next. Just leave him alone.
Yeah.
Let him have a few quid off this fight, and then he can go back to podcasting, which
he's more than welcome on our podcast.
Yeah, and he's good at it as well. He's quite hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, he's got a lot of stories and things to tell. So we will happily discuss with him how he beat Jake Paul. It's not we don't have to have our arms twisted. We're happy to do that and discuss some of his stories. Like I said, he's the reason I love boxing and why for my part, he's the guy who started following to watch this, to get into boxing in 1985. That's when the seed was planted. So yeah, I have the interest for that reason. Just you want to see if he's still there in it. It is interesting, right? There's been a couple of fights. Should we just go through them? Did you see the Liam Davies one?
No. The only fight I've watched this morning was O'Shaki Foster.
Okay. Yeah. We'll do that one then.
I watched the highlights. It looked pretty similar to the first fight they had, to be honest. But I
think they balanced out the first one, to put it the other way. Realistically, I would have said Conceição probably had...
They could most probably have a third fight.
As the aggressor. But, I mean, if you look at punches, it probably is about 7-5 to O'Shaki Foster. Although, yeah. the more eye-catching stuff was from Conceição.
Yeah, I mean, they could have
Apart
a
from near the
third
end.
fight, like I say, but I think they both still got. I mean, Conceição could still go and fight a title. I think Oshaki's called out the winner of the Navarrete fight, I think. So we shall see. Like I say, I've only watched the highlights. I need to go and watch the full fight. Who did Liam Smith fight again?
Shabaz, just had it up there. Shabaz and Masoud. And yeah, he basically got. I think the scorecards were closer than what the fight actually was because all the clever boxing, he couldn't get really near him, Shabaz. Just outboxed him. His left hand, his fight out of southpaw, his left hand, right, straight left, and left hand in general, even hooks, just landed at will. And Liam Davies, I mean, to be fair to Liam Davies, he was the aggressor. He was going forward all the time.
Sorry, I said Liam Smith. I meant Liam
Davies. And he was the champion, isn't it? He's gone forward on the thing. I mean, how it's a split decision, yeah, that's a bit. But on aggression, but like he never really did anything. Shabaz just boxed him at will, controlled the fight from. He went backwards, but he controlled the fight back. All he was doing is inviting him on, and then boom, and near enough every time he landed with his left. And near the end, when Liam Davies slightly adjusted to it, sort of in the 9th, 10th, 10 rounds, Shabaz started hitting him with the right because he could sort of he'd feint the left more or he'd block the left, but he'd move out the way the left and hit him with the right. And then basically near the last rounds, then he went back to normal. Then he's left whenever he wanted.
So it was boring then?
No, it was a good fight. It was interesting. It was a good level of boxing. So it's the IBO Super Bantamweight.
It's not a title.
Yeah. So, but you're in Inoue's division, which is the only reason it's interesting. And do I see any of them even getting close to Inoue? No. As good as because Shabaz doesn't look like he's got the power because he couldn't back him off, even though he kept hitting him at will. And Liam Davies just got hit too much. I mean, good chin, so maybe good defense, but like, yeah, Neri to Palace, even Fulton and co. I think beats. Well, Fulton's don't know, he's not back to normal yet, but if they were normal, I think they beat all of these two. Yeah, both of them.
Mm.
But it's the title that's not a title.
It's not
World
a title.
So that was interesting. And then the lightweights, I think it was the second fight on the Conceição, Muratalla. That was a good performance. KO'd him in 2 rounds. 3 rounds.
He's called out for the champions next, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, I think he's just above Keyshawn Davis, who's fighting next week or Friday or something, or Saturday early on. Well, I think it's Friday night, but Saturday morning for us, early Saturday morning.
I mean, what these fights are doing is for next year, it's making some exciting, hopefully some really exciting fights already in the pipeline.
Well, I think of the up and coming at that sort of weight. There's Keyshawn Davis and him. Look, but the division's sort of stacked in it. But you've got like Javonta, Shakur, Loma ahead of them, isn't it? So it's
Hasn't Loma retired yet?
No, he's going to be back. Don't worry.
You sure?
Yeah. He's not retired.
You sure?
He's just resting. Listen, Mike Tyson's 58 and fighting, so Loma's got time to become undisputed.
Have they stripped him of his belt yet?
No. They're not going to strip him off his belt, innit? Because he's a big draw.
Should strip him of his belt, not fighting. Big wimp.
But obviously, Javonta's the big
Yeah.
big Loma. Zepeda's going to fight, I think, on one of the in November on the Riyadh season undercard. I think he's on there. Shakur was going to, but he's injured his hand, so his has been put back. And then Brinchik. There's Brinchik, Stevenson, Shakur, Brinchik, Loma and Davis, Tank Davis, who are the champions. Zepeda's in that thing as well. And then Muratalla is the next one above Keyshawn Davis. And then there's some other people coming up that thing. But yeah, it's quite a stacked division. And Muratalla's, I think, in that performance is getting there.
Yeah,
I think he was a bit more disappointed. Well, I don't know if he was disappointed, but I think people were disappointed against his performance against Evan Farmer. The last fight, I think we commented on it a little bit as well. But yeah, there's it's quite a tough division.
Yeah, it is. And
Stacked.
I think there'll be some big fights in that division next year, which I look forward to.
Yeah, Keyshawn Davis fighting Lemos, isn't he? Who's the Argentinian on Friday, stroke Saturday. Before the one we're going to do before
That's
Bam Bam and Ennis's fight. So, yeah, I think that's most of the fights.
Yeah.
That's most of the news brought up to date, isn't it? So, yeah.
It's been cause it's like a weekend off of boxing, really, hasn't it? There hasn't been something major. I mean, yeah, there's been a couple of fights, but there hasn't been like in the past where we've had lots of.
Well, there's one of those coming up where there's about 4 different events, isn't it?
Yeah,
Actually,
but
we'll bring it up.
It's been
The
quiet.
schedule, I'll tell you which one it is. Because next week there's basically, right. Well, it starts on Thursday. You've got Iglesias versus Ivanov, but I think at a middleweight, super middleweight in Canada. You've got Keyshawn Davis and Lemos, which we've just mentioned in the States, which has got an undercard. And that's the lightweight one, which is the contenders we said. Then the one we've done the video on, Ennis and Chikadzian and Bam Bam and Guevara. And there's Raymond, Ford and Ruiz on there.
Yeah.
And so that's in Philadelphia. And then we've got on the same day, Subriel Mateus getting back into the ring after his loss, and Ramirez in Puerto Rico. And you've got quite a reasonable, like a lot of Puerto Rican stroke the fighters in there, Mexicans, etc., on that undercard. And you've got Martinez and James in the super middleweight with an undercard, Diaz and Salinas and co. So next weekend is quite a...
Back to normal, should we say.
Yeah. And then obviously then it's the weekend after that, we've got the Tyson Paul, but then there's undercard, you've got Katie Taylor and Serrano, Barrios versus Ramos, Carrington Coolwell and Green and Poole. But that's on the Friday, so we've got to keep that in mind. Or Saturday morning for us, but early Saturday morning. But then you've got the day after, it's the Riyadh season. Zerdo Ramirez and Billum Smith headlining. But you've got another Ramirez and Barboza Jr. And you've got Zabeda versus Farmer. And yeah, sort of like a Hispanic undercard. Riyadh season.
Starts coming back to normal. Very good.
We'll be doing a video on that as well. On the Riyadh season in November. So yeah, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very much for watching.
So
let us know what you think of. Is Mike Tyson going to be Mike Tyson? Or are you Jake Paul fans? What do you think happened? Do you think age wins over wisdom? Experience? Are you worried about Mike Tyson's health? Are you worried about Jake Paul's health after Mike Tyson finishes with him? Are we going to see glimpses of Mike Tyson, the old Mike Tyson, the real Mike Tyson? Or is Jake Paul legit? Let us know what you think in the comments. And like, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you very much.